Hello, hello, and welcome to my studio. Now, very excited today because I have new goodies to open. The lovely people at Woomer reached out to me and asked if they could send me some goodies and if I could review the product. Now, I'm not gonna lie, hadn't actually heard of them before, so I did a quick, internet search and saw this product that they wanted to send me and was like, oh my goodness, I need this in my life. So I am so excited about opening this and showing it to you all. So without further ado, shall we do just that? So here it is, a little watercolour palette by Woomer. It is so cute and tiny. Look at it. It is just adorable. So it comes in this little sort of pouch and then you open it up. And then these little palettes, it took me a while to work out which order they go in, but these little palettes just open up like this and the container pops on the side to be a little water container. So it's perfect for on-the-go arting. So I'm just going to swatch out those particular colours into the little thing that they have provided. I did try and take it out, but it was kind of stuck in there. So I was like, oh well, gives me a chance to use it as is and just sort of paint the little cat heads. I love the fact that I have cat heads as well. That is so cute. So yeah, we just swatch this out and kind of get to know this product. And it is so adorable. I think I am absolutely going to love playing with this so much. Okay, so my initial response, oh my goodness, how cute is this? I am so excited by this. The reason I'm so excited is because I've been doing a lot more painting when I've been on location. I have always carried a sketchbook and a pencil with me wherever I go, and so I'm quite often sketching. But because Kezia is now homeschooled, I've been trying to turn it into more of a sketchbook day or artist day where we're painting on location for the sake of her education. And I am loving it. I am absolutely loving it. I've painted in a coffee shop, I've painted on the beach, I've done lots of different things. But I have to pack extra stuff in order to do that, whereas this is so small and so compact, and we've got the little compartment for water. This will fit in my little bitty pencil case, which means I can always have watercolour with me. That is the thing that I'm really excited about, and the fact that you've got this little container, you don't necessarily even need to have a water brush with you. Couple of things for feedback. There is no ring on the back of this, so it's just flat. So if you are wanting to use it to paint on location, you are going to actually have to manually hold it. Doesn't bother me too much because I have never used the ring on a paint palette before, but if that's something you use, it is missing. The second thing is if you want to put it flat on the tables, let me just do that, you can't because of the height of this. So if you don't want to hold it and you want to have it on the desk, that doesn't work. And I think the thing I was most excited about was the fact this connects. You can just do this, which is most likely what I will do. So we will still have a pot of water, we will still have the paints to be able to use. So we do also have the little mini palettes for mixing. This is what I really am excited about. It's the fact that we have everything here. So in such a small thing, we've got our mixing palettes, we've got our water. The pigments at the moment, from what I can see, look really good. I am pleased that we have yellow, cyan and magenta, although they've called them yellow light, cobalt blue and quinacridone rose. But we have the main three colours for mixing anything. We also then have the Payne's grey, which means you can add your shades and tones. So I think colour wise, we have got everything we need to create anything we want, which is perfect. And then we have a few extra colours in there as well, which are awesome. I think the main way to see how well this performs is to actually go on a sketchbook date. So I have to say, when I was asked to review these and showed them to my daughter, she was very excited. So the two of us are now going to go on a little sketchbook date. We are going to put these little paints to the test and see how we go on. But honestly, I just love, obviously got to do that the right way. I love how compact this is. That small. Let's do it with the branding. That small. It is so cute. I love it. So we are going to pop that in my pencil case and we are going to go. So you can see how teeny tiny it is. It just slots into the pencil case. Very, very happy. A few sketchbooks, enough for both Kezia and I to have a lovely time together. And yeah, we head on our way. We're going to a place called Antala, which is absolutely beautiful. It is near the side of Loch Ness. I find it a very peaceful place, very calm, very inspiring, and also it's got the most amazing coffee shop. So that's where we're heading out to today. There's also this really cool Highland cow made out of chains, which is really, really fun, and that actually ends up prompting my inspiration for today's sketchbook date. So here it is in action in the field on location. So we're going to open up the little paint palette, and what I decided to do was to swatch it again. Although we did do that initial swatch when we opened it, I couldn't see how the paint would look as you kind of watered it out and added more water. Also, sketching on location and painting on location, it can be a little bit nervy. So it's a good kind of practice to kind of get into a little bit of a flow before you get fully started. It is kind of nerve-wracking doing a sketchbook date, I will admit that, but it also, you come back on such a high. I don't know what it is about painting and arting on location. It just makes you feel so good, and every time I've done it I come back absolutely buzzing, so would highly recommend it. I've also done it with friends and got them to do it as well, and they felt really good. You're just seeing me swatching little puddles. I like to do this when I swatch. It just helps me see how the paint interacts and mixes together. So we pause and let that dry whilst we have a yummy lunch, and then get started with the actual project. So I start off sketching using an Inktense pencil, just because it is a watercolour base. You can see the Highland cow there just sort of taking shape, and so you find as you add the watercolours to it, it kind of disappears into the painting. So I prefer that to kind of using a HB pencil. And then I just sort of start putting down the very first wash. It looks really dodgy at this point, but also I do apologise for the lighting. Trying to film when you're on a sketchbook date is a whole other process, because you can't control the lighting the same way as I do in my little studio. And you can see me putting the little mixing palette to good use there. It's really handy, that little thing. So it was brilliant, really easy to be able to kind of mix colours together, and it worked really, really well. Also, there was a thistle just at the entrance as you come in, a big metallic thistle, so hence why I've ended up putting the thistle in the Highland cow's mouth. So it was the inspiration of those two things that kind of came together with this particular painting. So I did enjoy this. I do find that the paint maybe isn't quite as pigmented as some other paints, but I absolutely love being able to take it away with me, and found that it was really easy and convenient to use. Like I said, we couldn't kind of attach the little water container, but we were able to put it to the side. It took Kezia a while to start painting with me, but she did get going eventually, and she just did a little kind of mindfulness exercise where she painted lots of little hearts. So if you feel like doing it but think you're kind of, oh, I'm too nervous to kind of go out on location and people are looking at me and stuff like that, you can do some like kind of painty effects and things. Don't feel like you have to be an artist to do it. And honestly, I would highly recommend to anyone, if you can go out in public, go out to a location and do something arty, there's something about how good you feel about the process and how good you feel afterwards. I would highly recommend it to anyone. I think it's such a good kind of therapeutic process. It's just good for the soul. It really is. It's good for the creative soul.
There's a thing that I do in Inverness, it's called Drink and Draw, and we go there it's one Friday a month, and basically everyone can kind of bring a bottle and people sketch. Now, there's people that sketch, I go and I sketch, and there's my friends that sketch that are amazing, but I've got other friends that are a bit more nervous. One of them sits there with a colour by numbers, one of them sits with a colouring book. So even if kind of art is not your thing and you're a bit nervous, any of your crafting that you do, take with you, colouring book, but just get used to being out in public and being creative in public in a nice fresh location. There's something about it that is just, I've said that 1,000 times in this very short video already, but there's something about it that is just really rejuvenating for the soul. So yeah, it's great fun. Definitely recommend giving it a try, and I am so glad to have these paints. They are going to be a perfect addition to my sketchbook. So here I'm just building up the shadows. I was a bit unhappy with this most of the way through it, to be honest, but it's again when you come in with those last minute shadows and things like that that you tend to be able to get things to really pop. Kezzy's choosing to use the paints with a water brush, so it works either or. You can see her little work of art coming together there. Last time we were out in public and did public painting, she painted a wolf, which was absolutely amazing. As I said, she just wasn't feeling that on the day, and that was absolutely okay. So we're kind of getting the finishing touches on this painting together with this. I did actually do a little bit of line work right at the end, and I thought the camera was filming, but it proved to be that it wasn't. But yeah, it's just adding that extra kind of detail and depth, so it's very different. You can see how Kezzy's painting is progressing, and the issue we're having with lighting. You can see the bright light across her shirt there in her hands. But yeah, so the painting there has had the line work added, but just sort of a little painting like this or a neurographic doodle if you're nervous is a great idea. But here is the painting all finished. Rewarded myself with a gluten dairy free cake which was delicious, and there we go, inspiration and finished project.
Okay, so I am back from my sketchbook date. We have put these to good use. I have to say I love it. I will put the details below in the description box, but yeah, absolutely love the concept of it. The fact this didn't clip on was of no issue whatsoever. As I said, I just placed it. Both Kezzy and I had so much fun painting. I did this painting here. So what I would say is they're not the top quality paints that you're going to get. They're not as highly pigmented as some of the paints that I use, like the Kuretake, the Prima ones. I don't have really high-end paints, but the mid-range paints that I've got, they're not as pigmented as them. But for being able to keep, sorry, I keep doing that the wrong way around. For being able to keep in my handbag, in my pencil case, because it's a tiny little thing, and to always have watercolour on me so that whenever the mood takes me, I can paint. I love how compact this is. For what I wanted it for, 100% perfect. I absolutely love it. I do believe this is mostly available in the US just now, but I will put the details below. So please, Woomer, can we have these in the UK? Because yeah, I love this, and I think it's the sort of thing that, I'll put that in back to front. It's the sort of thing that I can see myself buying friends as well, and needing a multiple of. It would be fab to have one of these in every handbag. But yes, absolutely love them. I hope you enjoyed sketching all with me. Kezia and I, I'm sure, will be on another sketchy adventure very, very soon. So please do think about subscribing and joining me on that. In the meantime, if you enjoy watercolour painting, you might enjoy this video right here.